Well, I'm only 2 months late, nearly 2 months late on this. The Malaysia highlights, commentated. Yes, I want to die as well. There's a setup because that's always good for intros. And what do I say now? Fuck. This is why you should have a script, kids. But end of my first qualifying lap. It's intermediate conditions and on a pad, so pole position is an approximately 100% chance. Let's see over the line. 144.9. What a shit driver I am. I don't see how that's relevant to what I just said, but this lap I'm gonna shut up so I can do some breathing because I want to show the full lap to prove that I'm not a corner cutter, but I don't want to commentate over a full lap, so have some probably what the fuck, I don't know what music I'm gonna put over it, some shit probably.
Alright guys, I'm back here with another Minecraft parody. I'm gonna close my door. It's going to be Pumped Up Kicks. I had this song requested just like Africa, and I think it's a good song. I don't know what it means, but I like it, and yeah, I'm gonna parody it. I have got good aim. I will steal all your diamonds, swords, and I'll tell you my plan. I have 64 arrows in my inventory. I'm a good player. Yeah, I found an enchanted bow in my ender chest. Some poison arrows. I like them like gold, and I'm coming for you. All the other players with the diamond swords, you better sprint, better jump, and you won't escape. All the other players with the iron or gold, you better jump, better sprint, faster than my arrows. All the other players with the diamond swords, you better sprint, better jump, you won't escape. All the other kids with the iron or gold, you better jump, better sprint, faster than my arrows. All day, I play my all day, and I'm working on my aim, I got myself another bow. It has infinity and a fire enchant. I waited for a long time. Now I can kill players even faster for their diamond swords. I say I might get banned, but I want the diamonds. All of the players with the diamond swords, you bet.
So as you just saw there, Smeege is the greatest driver ever. You even watched Detainable Bottleneck, he's fucking terrible, mate. And Hayden qualified third, which just proves how OP the pad is in the wet and in the dry, but we'll get onto that later. Here's me looking at some screen with many things on it. Yeah. I'm very good at editing, but we cut to the start now. And I've been absolutely fisted by the game. It started me on 8% tyres for absolutely no reason, which is no problem to anyone else because they can just go a million laps on their tyres and get no tyre wear. But on a pad, I'll have a puncture by the end of this lap probably. And with the dry crossover period about a pit stop away, or about a stint away, that's going to be very difficult to manage. I try and slot Reese a little bit here, defend the line, try and get Hayden in front because we all know he's terrible and he'll just block him. That's very nice of me. And we maintain the lead. I can't, because this was so long ago, I can't actually remember anything about what that weekend was like. What I do know is my pace was alright in the dry, but definitely slower than Reese. It was always the favourite. So I was very happy that it was intermediate conditions. You can see pulling away at the start. Hayden's keeping with Reese, actually very closely here. And you could see just then, and you can see now, this is my concern with the I can't breathe again. This is my problem with the tyre wear, as you can see. Quite high already. It's going to be cut onto lap 5, even higher now. It's going to be very close to the crossover period when I enter the puncture zone, I believe. Which is, of course, a problem other drivers won't have because they are far better on their tyres, because they're on wheels. Let's ignore the fact the top 3 are all pad users. It's now on to the end of lap 7. tyre wear not good. I'm about to lap some people, that's gone well. And you can see Hayden's keeping with Reese very well, and Reese is keeping with me, but that's not surprising, to be honest. And Hayden has actually proven himself to be the best driver in the world right now. He's... What the fuck did I... Yeah, sure. That I can't be asked to do another take, so yeah, that's going in. Hayden is the greatest driver in the world. But he's keeping with Reese and actually gaining. He's actually the fastest car on track right now. As you can see, the track's quite dry. My tyres are... I could take them at most one more lap before entering the puncture kind of risk zone. So I feel like it's best to come into the pits this lap. And if you looked at the racing line, it looked very dry, and offline even, it looked quite dry as well. So surely this is going to work. I was expecting to get a proper good undercut from this. Maybe extend my lead, or at least hold on to it as we go on to the mediums now, because they almost certainly should be able to take me to the end without any tyre wear troubles. Press Y for the pit exit, and at this point I haven't even done a corner yet, and I already know I've made the wrong decision. Lock up in turn 1, understeer like an absolute hoe, and then yeah, it doesn't get any better from there. So I get overtaken by fucking Julie, and that pretty much sums it up, to be honest. It's the first time he'll overtake me, and the last. At least he can breathe, though. You can tell into the next corner the other pad user, Maku Gaming, who's letting the side down right now, down in 8th. Now in 7th, because Smee's just so shit. Why the fuck... Looking back on this, why? Why did I pit? I could have stayed out an extra lap, and then I would have... Well, it doesn't matter in the end anyway. As we can see now, this is about to end, so I can finally breathe when we get to the end of this clip. And I've got lots of things to talk about right now. There's a lap... Oh, there's a Renault. He's getting lapped, even by me, lol. As you can see behind us, Greshu and the Magnussen of the league path, as they both dive bomb me into the final corner. I mean, if Julian's Maldonado, then path is Magnussen, let's be honest. And he makes a slightly rash move on me, but I can't be asked to complain. I'll send it to the stewards 2 months after it happened. Not that it was unfair or anything at all anyway. Try and, like, defend for the course of defending through turn 1. Not going. Greshu, who's an actual clean driver and very rational in his driving, has lost a position completely unfairly, so I just decided to let him back through, or let him through, which was a rather awkward thing to do, to be fair, because this was the phase where the intermediates were, particularly the very worn intermediates, were actually starting to neutralise in pace with the dries. You can see THM there behind me has made a similar mistake to me pitting too early. He was in an effective P4. We'll see how that ends up for him after this. And we then cut on. Path makes a very late decision to pit there. Greshu obviously follows suit. And to be honest, it's still too early. I mean, if you have the tyres available to you, you could stay out till the end of lap 13, probably the optimal time to pit. We're going to see where we rejoin. We actually rejoin in 3rd, which is something that, to be honest, I was actually slightly surprised about. And quite a comfortable 3rd as well. But the interesting thing is detainable on the softs, which means he's obviously going to have to stretch them a long way to get to the end. Could come back in our favour. DRS enabled, lol. But that also means that Hayden is leading the race, which is something I didn't expect. No one ever expects that to be fair. He's pretty shit. And setting the fastest lap to prove that I am in fact not shit. But then he's on the intermediates. That's something that I didn't see at the time, and when he just lost position, I didn't even notice it in real time. He'd gone on to the intermediates by mistake, if I remember correctly. I know he told me like a month ago, but you can see 10 seconds now to Reese with 13 laps to go. Really in the groove right now, And of course his tyre wear's going to start kicking in. Gap actually decreased that lap, and this we're looking like we can actually close the gap, try and win this race against all the odds. But we're coming up to some lap cars who are desynced. That's strange. And my chicane's left. And that's a weird lag spike. What the fuck? Oh, We've been fisted here. Rejoin into the race with some good old 5 red lights, and we're away. Oh wait, we're in 13th place, 6 laps left, and a lap down. I decided to pit, which I couldn't even be asked to show on the fucking highlights, because why not? And then I catch THM and Hayden, who are a lap ahead of me, unfortunately. And, I mean, it's kudos to Hayden that he managed to put himself back into P2 after having to make the extra stop. It just shows how OP the pad is. As we go down the inside of THM, a move that pissed him off, and rightly so at the time. You can actually see I closed DRS to use push to talk to apologise. But I wasn't thinking straight at this point in the race, as you could presume, because I kept really pissed off about these things. As we get there's no crossfade anymore. I just can't be asked to fucking apply them in this fucking edit. Hayden lets us through because he's got a very high IQ, and then we do an interesting line through there. And you see the Haas on the right of FX1 out, and then, oh, that's very interesting. And very thankful he ghosted. Fuck off, you can report that to the stewards for me being erratic, see what they do 2 months late. I brought up the theme of this video being 2 months late quite a lot. But it's not the last erratic thing that I do in this race, I'll say that. As we cut on now, with my PB of the race, in terms of lap time, I deliberately slowed down about 5 or 10 seconds just to give these guys a gap so I could go for fastest lap, because after that I did not want to be involved with them, just to see that in a 2 laps time I'd already fucking caught them. That just shows how bad they are at the game. I should stop roasting people. And at the end of the lap, I'm actually purple now at the end of sector 2, but with some dirty air, and also because I just didn't want to get involved with them, I just back off, let them have their fight or something. I don't know, really. That move I did on THM arguably cost him second place in the championship, because if he'd finished second in this race, he'd have got the 6 points he needed to finish second overall. I'm really blathering a bit. Why the fuck? Oh, this is the bit where it goes on for like 2 minutes, isn't it? I'm gonna have to do some breathing. But anyway, at this point I've realised, because THM and Hayden are not winning, because Reese is doing his typical pad hacking and winning by about half a minute, I can celebrate because I am the champion. And you're going to see some very strange things, something you didn't expect to see in an AOR race, reversing down the track. It's not very PG. That's definitely not the wrong word. PG. Parental guidance. Yeah. You can see Julian there overtaking me for the second time in this race, and you can see I've sped it up because it's just me reversing down the track for absolutely no reason. I clearly have some brain damage or something. But as I said, yeah, I'm not exactly thinking straight. I'm so retarded. You see now, everyone's finished. I'm like, let's show off to everyone, do some donuts, and you're about to see the worst donut of your entire life. What the fuck is that? But there's the actual one. And it's very good. I'm champion and all of you aren't, because you're terrible. Unless someone who's champion of their split is watching this video, in which case I say hello. Well done for being in the Smeege Club of winning something. And now we're going to do the big jump. Wahey, champion. Not that I really cared at the time, because I was more pissed off about losing my fucking points every race record, because I'm weird. And then have some good old turn 9 and some animation of my driver being very unhappy even though he's just won the championship. Someone should probably tell him. And then have some more turn 9. Just have all the turn 9. Yeah, what other corners do you want? And there's a few cheats just celebrating on the podium. No idea why. Why would you celebrate? You only won because Smeege disconnected. Shut up. I'd have definitely won that race, you know, even though I was 10 seconds behind and slower. This has been the worst. This has been worse than Fucking hell. This has been worse than Singapore. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Reese got a penalty because it's a cheat, and therefore, if I got within 3 seconds of him, I'd have won, which is kind of annoying in hindsight anyway. Julian gets 4th because he's the best driver in the world. various penalties and stuff, and many things happened. And there's a picture of Brendan Lee. I am champion. As is this guy of eSport. What the fuck am I actually saying? I should probably like re-record. Nah, fuck it. This is the end of my commentary career. I'm never commentating again. Yeah. Goodbye, fuckers.